All right, everybody, welcome back. We're here for Saving Sarah, helping out a member of the speedrunning community, Doodleplex. We are now ready for our next run. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. It's going to be a glitchless run by Supersonic. I guess we get to see Sonic go fast? Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. Hi everybody. My name is Supersonic. I am a retro speeder mainly focuses on games. So as you can see here, we are playing Sonic 1 on the Sega Genesis, and I am actually original hardware for all of this. So we're doing the glitches category, so we will not be seeing any zips or any shenanigans happening whatsoever. So it's going to be strictly an execution from start to finish, and yeah, we'll get to it right as soon as we get through this Sega screen here. I'll give it a countdown to get started. All right, so we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right. Welcome to Green Hill. Hope you like Green Hill, by the way. And this is the first zone. Like we've probably seen Green Hill like a million times, all over the place. So, yeah, we're just gonna utilize these here to get speed from the tunnels, as well as like the loops here, and we should be able to finish with the 25. Now this game does have in-game time in it, but recently, I believe it was about a few months ago that we changed the timing from IGT to RTA minus time bonus. So whenever we see the time bonus screen pop up, the timer would actually pause like in actual runs. But in this case, since we are doing a marathon run, we're not going to worry about having to do like minus time bonus since it's just strictly RTA. So yeah, usually when we get 50,000 points, the timer will count down about 6 seconds. And then 10,000 will count about maybe a couple seconds, and then so on and so forth. And then it doesn't really cost too much time in case you like take way too long. So Green Hill 2, usually this would be my Achilles heel, because a lot of times whenever I did like runs of this game, I would always die in Green Hill 2, but thankfully we didn't do that this time. So we actually got through that just fine. And then Green Hill 3, once it comes up, we're gonna try to go for a top route strat, in which we'll try to bounce off like 4 different things in order to get to Robotnik. If I mess it up, then we'll just have to take the bottom route, which isn't like too much of a time loss, but it should be okay regardless. All right, so let's try this top route here. So we get the speed shoes, then we're just gonna do a big jump, bounce off that meta bug. Then we got this invincibility. We kind of went a little too far, so we're just gonna keep on going here right to the boss fight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My speed shoot should run out about now. It almost ran out. All right, into the capsule we go. So we save the animals. I'm sure we've heard that before in GDQ, like save the frames, kill the animals, or whatever. But in this case, we're saving the animals. So that is Green Hill. Now we're heading into Marble Zone, which pretty much slows down everything. This is practically like your maze set of levels. In this first section here, we're going to try not to bonk into any walls because we want to catch this early cycle of a platform here. So we'll grab this shield, and there we go. We just got underneath there. If we end up missing that, it would be about 6 seconds lost. So the cycles are just in 6 second increments. So now we're just gonna go ahead and push this block into here to raise the spike chandelier. And then this green platform here, as long as it's above the ground, we shouldn't get crushed by those blocks there. If it ends up being level to the ground, then you will get crushed every single time. So that's why we kind of have it a little bit above there, just to kind of make sure that we don't lose any momentum going forward. And then, yeah, you'll kind of notice that I do jump most of the time at the start of the level. That's just to get the acceleration going for Sonic. But yeah, like while we're going through Marble Zone, if you have any messages you would like to mention about what we're doing, feel free to do that, champ.
Yeah, so again, everybody, we are here for Saving Sarah, an absolutely amazing marathon stream that we're having this weekend. It is a mutual aid event helping friend of the community and volunteer extraordinaire Doodleplex to end her housing insecurity and get her to a better financial place in life. Type !donate in chat to help Sarah directly, which we do have a donation for that bid war, everybody. Which story are we going to have? We've got a $10 donation from Toph. It says, leave Silver alone, with the crying face emoji. That does put Silver back in the lead, which, Sonic, I want to hear, what is your choice for this bid war?
So I actually ran Sonic 06 about a couple years ago. I did the no major glitches category, and I did run as Sonic for that. But the one character that I could not stand playing as was Silver. But whenever I watch other people run it, I would much rather watch that than anything else, really. So I would much rather live vicariously through the runner that is playing as Silver rather than do it myself. So mostly because I spent like 20 something minutes in Dusty Desert alone. So because of they had like this pool table mechanic thing, and I could never get the ball in the pocket. So it took me like 20 minutes just to get through that in its entirety. So. But the run itself, like watching Silver's like tech and everything, it is actually really cool to see. So I would much rather watch that than anything. So
watch but not do. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. I probably would have said Shadow as well, because Shadow is pretty cool. But there's just something about Silver's story that like he seems so broken in that game. So that's definitely the run to watch for this one.
Now you say that Shadow's only $10 behind, so we could still see Shadow. Only time will tell. We do need to get that in by the end of this run, everybody. So that bid war right now, it is Silver, Shadow right behind Silver, and then Sonic not far behind either or.
Yeah, I guess either way, like either character is really good, because Sonic 06 in general as a speedrun. Oh, I did not land that. Thank goodness I got the extra life there, so that's okay. But we did not get a checkpoint, unfortunately, so we got to go through that auto-scroller again. But that's okay. That's what Marble does. It'll just be really slow, and then it'll just kind of throw a curveball at you out of nowhere, so. But anyway, while we're handling that, yeah, usually what I do, like when I'm running this game, sometimes I'll just be like, oh, you know, how's the weather over there and whatnot. Because like, you know, there's not really much going on in this section here, except for like once we get launched upward. I was trying to go for a strat where you try to avoid the spikes, but the problem was I didn't have any rings with me, so I couldn't really like do the strat I wanted to do. So like that's exactly what I wanted right there. I needed to grab at least one ring, so then I can do this here. So I'll just roll into that spike chandelier, and as long as I have forward momentum going, I do not get crushed by that spike chandelier while it's raising up. So now this part here, there we go, that's what I wanted. So you don't have to like wait through all those like big weights there. All right, now we got Robotnik round 2. This fight can be a little tricky because we're trying to get him in one cycle, meaning that we're trying to keep him on the left side for all those hits. But since I ended up falling into the lava pit there, like we had to wait for him to get to the right side. So yeah, that's kind of an average marble zone there. But things will start picking up again once we head into Spring Yard. So yeah, now that we're out of there, we're gonna head into Spring Yard zone, which is actually a pretty fun zone. But the thing that I did notice about Sonic 1 in general is the Act 2 in the speedrun for each zone is always something that can go wrong. Act 1s are fairly fine, and then Act 3, you know, we just fight the boss. I almost did not jump there, but thankfully we made it. And another thing about Sonic games in general is usually the top route would be the fast route. So we try to take the top routes as much as we can here. Did not quite get past that gap in there. That's kind of a tricky gap to get through. Mostly because like as Sonic is falling, sometimes the hitbox tries a bit to catch up, so its hitbox will be slightly above him while he's going down, and it's not easy to get through that gap there. So instead of getting like a 24 there, we ended up getting a 28, which is still fine because it's still under 30 seconds, so it's no problem there. Now, at the start of Act 2, we're going to jump into the spring just so we can bounce off the bumper here. If we did not do that, then Sonic would just ricochet backwards, basically. So it's kind of like a sub-pixel kind of thing that happens in that section. So we just end up jumping into the spring like that. So now we're just going to go roll here. I thought I didn't get that jump, but somehow I landed it. So I had to like react to that. So I'm just gonna roll here. Now we're gonna see these two rolling enemies. We call them Randy and Orton. They try to hit you out of nowhere, so we just kind of call them RKO. If any wrestling fans out there. So yeah, that's their nickname that we kind of gave them, and it's just kind of stuck ever since. So thankfully we didn't get an RKO, so we're fine with that. Now heading into Act 3 here. So at the start of Act 3, I'm actually gonna go left, and then we're gonna go right and jump. So that way this spike ball here is not going to hit me, because when we hit the monitor box, it takes a second for the rings to show up into my ring counter. So if I didn't do that strat at the beginning, then I would run into the spikes and die, even though we did hit the ring box. So that's why we did that, a little bit of a movement there. And then we go up to that triangular, I like to call it like a triangular sandwich, just to kind of climb up to this ledge up there. Yeah, there's like there's like an interesting thing about me when it comes to like video games and food. There will be like various items in different games where it kind of reminds me of food. Like probably the biggest one, for example, is in Mario, but we're not playing Mario this time. But there's like I think in Super Mario Brothers 3, when you get Fire Mario, he's like this orangish color. So when I was a kid, I thought he looked like a chicken nugget covered in marinara sauce because of his overalls. And then the fire flower looks like a chopped onion in Mario 3. And then in Sonic, like that triangular platform that we went up to, I usually call it like a triangular sandwich, because usually I would cut my sandwich in like a triangle. So that's where that came from, like when I was younger.
Now I'm hungry, but yeah, diagonal cut sandwich is the best cut. Yeah.
Yeah, then now we're
chili
here.
dog route, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really see chili dogs in this game. We actually see them in Sonic 2 instead, like in Casino Night Zone. But yeah, we don't really see that in this one, unfortunately. But instead, here we are in Labyrinth Zone, and we got this green water here. We want to take this top route because if we go the bottom route, it's actually 2 minutes slower to get through the level. So we want to make sure that once we hit that switch that we hit, we would go back upward into where we enter the water, and a small platform would appear out of nowhere. So we would take that platform and just go the top route, and then we could just finish the level in like 49 seconds here rather than like 2 minutes and something change. So yeah, that's like one of the little things that the devs tried to hide, be like, oh, no one's gonna come back up here. Like they're not gonna see anything of that nature. So now we have Act 2, and we're gonna try to beat this cycle to where the swinging ball and chains are. So we did barely got underneath that one. If I had any slower movement, then I would not catch that cycle, because a lot of these cycles are global cycles. So they're pretty much moving once the console is on, and some cycles are also screen based too, so they have to like appear on screen, and then it'll just kind of give you like a specific cycle. But a lot of them are pretty much global cycles in that case. Okay, so I did not want to grab that bubble there because I want to keep my momentum going. So if anybody gets anxiety from hearing the drowning music, I apologize in advance. So we will be hearing that. Okay, so now we're just going to climb up these platforms here. There's like a tiny bit of pixel that we can stand on next to those spikes, just so we can just keep it going rather than waiting on the platform to just go upward like that. All right, so Lab 3, I'm going to try to go for a strat called Bubbleless. It is one of the hardest strats in the game. I did not grab a ring, so this might be a bit of an issue here. Let's see what we can do with this. I'll give it one attempt, and if I miss it, we'll just do like the non-bubbleless route. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, let's go through this thing here. So we need to have some pretty good movement. I need to make sure that I let go of these bars as soon as possible. Because they're pretty much on frames at this point. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, we made it. So that is called bubbleless. We did not drown, and we didn't have to grab a single bubble throughout that section, which is like one of the hardest strats in the game. So I'm really glad I was able to get that. So now we got the boss skip coming up. I did grab the checkpoint just in case. Just missed it. So I was trying to jump into the right side of Robotnik there because his hitbox is towards the left when he's facing like left. And if he's facing the other way, then the hitbox is on that other side. So you can actually skip Robotnik here. It saves about 6 seconds in total. Oh, I guess I didn't wait long enough. I didn't wait long enough for that apparently, but that's okay. We got the checkpoint. Thank goodness I did.
While we're getting back up, do I have some message time?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the bid war is still, there's a fight in this bid war, y'all. We have $15 from Super Shadow. I guess you can see where it's going to go on the bid war. They say, I can't believe the ultimate life form does not have more support. Sonic could never. So that going towards Shadow. We also have another $5 going towards Shadow from Gad that says, love you, Doodleplex, less than 3. Shadow is in the lead, everybody. Silver is losing its touch.
Oh, man.
I'm scared.
Oh, man. Anything can happen. We still got a couple more zones left. I mean, right now we got the calm before the storm, which is Starlight. We get to hear some chill tunes. And this level is fairly short as well. Whoops, I did not mean to roll there exactly. Actually, let's do this. Let's get some iframes here so I can get rid of that guy. Because there's no other way to really defeat that enemy. Other than like hitting him at a specific pixel, and it's really dumb. So we try to avoid that at all costs. So we're gonna try to do some slope rolls and some jumps. And yeah, we just get through that level fairly quickly. So I guess there's a bit of a benefit to finishing the level in just over 30 seconds here because we have a smaller time bonus in this case. So I guess that wasn't too much of a loss there. Gotta get the future boy back, yeah. Okay, we're gonna try to go this bottom route here. Let's see if I can catch this. Okay, I got these platforms, which is good. And let's see if we can get this bounce off that spring. And then I'm gonna take this bottom route here. I did not want to bonk into that. That's okay. This should probably give me a 28 or a 29. We'll see. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. I couldn't get up that slope. I guess we're getting a 33 instead. Oh, man.
You're just giving us more time for Silver to get back in the lead. I get it.
Yeah. We're throwing for content. That's what we're doing. Oh, man. Starlight 3. This jump here, which I did not get. That jump is a little tricky because there's a tiny dip in that slope there, which you can actually get 2 jumps in succession, and they're like, I think, a frame after another. So double frame perfect jump, and instead of having to go up and around, you can actually land on the seesaw here, which saves about 9 seconds. But since we don't have quite the cycle here, so we're gonna take this top route instead. Oh, whoops. I don't want to jump off that loop like that. There we go. Now we're gonna head down this way. Okay, so we're gonna take an intentional hit coming up here, or just defeat him. That works too. All right, now we got this Robotnik fight. This fight is very annoying because the game wants you to utilize the seesaws to hit him with those bombs there, but if you end up landing and then jumping immediately, Sonic gets more jump height from it, and it's like a frame perfect jump as well. So the way we do this is we call this a piano roll technique with the A, B, and C buttons. We try to play in a piano style motion just so Sonic can get a frame to jump on right as he lands. So it just kind of gives him a much higher jump height from that. So thankfully that fight went fairly well. Usually it could go pretty badly, but thankfully that didn't happen. So now we got the scrap brain here. We're gonna, jump on those rotating ice cream sandwiches. And we're gonna head up into this section here. We're gonna try to take the top route. Let's see if we can do this one. Okay, we did not bong it. There we go. So that saves about 5 seconds if done correctly. We're gonna jump here. We're gonna do a little bit of a left-right movement there to avoid getting hit by that flamethrower, which clearly looked like it hit me, but since it was retracting itself, the hitbox immediately goes away, so we don't take any damage there. And yeah, that's Act 1 right there. So normally you would finish with a 45 here. I finished with a 40, so yeah, it's about a 5-second save. You take that top route and then just try to land on that ledge there. Otherwise, you have to wait for the platforms to appear. Now here we are in Scrap Brain 2. We have a face in the wall back there. We call him Jurgen. So, yeah, that is Jurgen. He's trying to hypnotize you. Actually, the interesting thing about the version that I'm playing on, so I'm actually playing on the Sonic Classic compilation cart, which has Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Beam Machine on there. So, like, those colorful things in the background, it's not supposed to be colorful like that. In the original Sonic 1 game, like the standalone cart, they're actually solid pink. So they just added like a colorful effect, which really doesn't do much anyway, unless you actually stare into them, which I don't advise anybody to do that. So yeah, it's kind of like a minor difference there. There really isn't anything else in terms of like version differences with Sonic 1, but the more, I guess, prominent version difference is in Sonic 2 instead, because there's like this thing in like Sky Chase and Wing Fortress where you can set up slope glitch a lot easier in Wing Fortress, and then like on the plane you're magnetized to it. Otherwise, like in the original version of it, you'll just end up falling off very easily. So and now here we are in Labyrinth Act 4, aka Scrap Brain 3. So we just have like a bit of a knockoff here of Labyrinth, in which we have this purple soda for water, or grape soda, and then we're just gonna take this route here, and we should be able to finish this level in about 20 seconds, hopefully. Yeah, 21, that's good enough. And now here we are in the final zone, and in this fight, the top pistons are 1 and 3, the bottom pistons are 2 and 4. The order that we're looking for is 4-3-2, 4-2-1, 4-3. And the way that works is whenever we hit Robotnik, we let go of all of our inputs and he will stay in those positions every single time. If you manage to miss a hit or you have an input somewhere within those hits, then that'll just change the RNG completely and you will not know where he's appearing in that case. So just by doing it this way, you should be able to finish this fight in about a minute 13, a minute 14, depending on how you deal the last hit. And yeah, there are no rings in this fight either, so it may seem intimidating at first, but those pink orbs are very easy to avoid, honestly. So, but yeah, as long as you just hit him and let go of all your inputs, they'll just stay in place, and then it should be that. So now here we are, final hit here, and time is coming up on fade out. I'll let you know. And then we'll just do something funny. We'll just get rid of them all together. And time.
GG. Oh my goodness. You've added to my grocery list, I gotta say. Chicken nuggets, ice cream sandwiches, just so much. But thank you for this run. This was amazing to watch. Let us know where to find you, any shout outs.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/supersonic_. I mostly do speedruns Monday through Friday. Sometimes I'll do various other things as well, like play casual games, things of that nature. Yeah, I've been mostly running Sonic mainly. I do run Mario. I also run various other retro games like Animaniacs on the Sega Genesis. I also ran Captain Skyhawk on the NES, and just, I don't know, there's probably like a retro game you might have seen that I may have ran in the past, so there's that. Huge shout outs to my community, the Shrine of Chaos. They're a great group of folks, very welcoming, and we are very chill and cozy in our stream. So if you want to check that stuff out, yeah, definitely stop by and chill with us. And yeah, we're looking forward to the next run, and let's keep helping Sarah.
Absolutely. Thank you again. All right, everybody, we're going to head into a quick break while we do get set up for our next run, which, don't forget, we are still on that bid war until that run starts, which, by the way, we do have an update on the bid war, everybody. Silver has taken the lead again. We have a $20 donation from Momo. Silver can have a little screen time as a treat, as well as a $10 donation from Anonymous. Okay, fine. Here's some for Silver. Silver is in that lead. We might get to see Silver, everybody. Make sure you get those donations in, and it's a 2-for-1. When you put it towards that bid war, it also puts it towards the milestone, that 21 or 2001 math, 2,150 to be able to get that glitch exhibition for Sonic 06 as well. We need to get that by the end of the run. So it's a 2-for-1 to get that, which I think is absolutely amazing. Again, chat, get up, stretch, get some water, whatever you need to do. And we will return with you shortly with Sonic 06.